Hey everyone, I'm Jerry James Stone. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make a delicious and easy, that's the key word, easy praram tofu. So praram is the Thai peanut sauce, the spicy Thai peanut sauce. It's super delicious. I'm gonna show you how to make that from scratch. Let's get cooking. Okay, so before I get started on this recipe, I just want to talk about Thai food for a moment. Thai food, along with Mexican food, are like the two cuisines that I probably eat the most of. When I became vegetarian, they were just, they're really easy to go to those restaurants and order something that's vegetarian, and I kind of latched onto them pretty early on. And I haven't actually done a whole lot of Thai cooking, despite the fact that I love to actually cook Thai food in person. Here we go, here's the first one. So this is a delicious and easy praram tofu. It has fried tofu in it, it has roasted spinach, and it has a delicious, super simple, easy peanut sauce that you can make. I promise you can make this. So let's get cooking. First we're gonna do is we're gonna roast our spinach. So instead of sauteing it and standing over a pan and mixing it all together, you're just gonna roast it in the oven. So take your spinach, take that fresh spinach, and just spread it out on a large baking sheet. Spread it all out. Preheat the oven to 200 degrees, and we're gonna roast that spinach in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, just till it kind of wilts a little bit. So typically when you go to a Thai restaurant, this dish is served over fresh spinach, but I always kind of thought, like, why not cook the spinach too? Everything else is cooked. So I'm doing a roasted spinach. So you're gonna cook it for 15 to 20 minutes until it's just nice and wilted and warmed up and delicious. So this is also a really great trick anytime you wanna make sauteed spinach. You can just do it in the oven. You don't need to actually stand there and saute it all. One other thing, if you have leftover spinach, which you might have depending on the size of the container that you purchased, the way to store that to keep it the freshest the longest is you wanna put it into like a firm container, like a Tupperware container, Pyrex, something like that. Put paper towels on the bottom and on the side, and then put the spinach on top of that and seal it in an airtight container and put it in the fridge. Stored that way, fresh spinach can actually last up to a couple weeks, maybe even longer. You will be surprised at how long this spinach lasts. So that's just a little storage tip for any leftover spinach that you have, or just anytime you have spinach. So while the spinach is roasting, we're gonna go ahead and fry up our tofu. So take a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now I'm using a plain vegetable oil. The key here is really to use an oil that has a very neutral palate. So you want something like vegetable oil, or you could use peanut oil since we're making a peanut sauce. I wouldn't use olive oil. Grapeseed oil would be another option, but you want a really neutral oil. So warm up that oil in the pan till it's almost water-like. So just kind of warm it over a medium heat. When I take that tofu that's cut into slabs, and I fry it that way because it's just a lot easier to manage. You don't have to worry about oil splattering or anything like that. The one thing you want to make sure it's dry. So after you express any of the water out of the tofu, pat it dry, because you don't want to add water into hot oil. Trust me, you just don't want to do that. So pat it dry, add it to the oil, and then you're going to cook it for about 5 minutes on each side till it gets really nice and golden brown. Once it's fried, then I go in and I cut it into cubes. Like I said, it just makes it a lot more manageable. So just go ahead and cut it into cubes. If you purchased a lot of tofu, like maybe you got the Costco pack, you got a lot of tofu, you can actually freeze it. It's not gonna last a long time after you open up the package. It's only gonna last about 4 or 5 days, but you can actually freeze it. So you just wanna cut it up into how you would serve that tofu, put it in a freezer safe bag and put it in the freezer, and it'll keep for about 3 months that way. Now to make our peanut sauce. So you can use the same pan that you fried the tofu in if you want. I used a different one just because I was kind of doing it at the same time. Just add the coconut milk to the saucepan. We're gonna add in our brown sugar. And then I'm using this red, like chili garlic sauce. So that's gonna give it a little bit of heat. And our soy sauce, just really simple, just a few ingredients. You're using the heat really to just dissolve that brown sugar into the coconut milk and to also get everything kind of evenly mixed. Okay, so after all of the ingredients are mixed in the saucepan, you want to go ahead and add in the peanut butter. It's important to have a low heat for this because you don't want the sauce to break. So add in the peanut butter and then just whisk it in, and whisk that peanut butter until all of the ingredients are fully combined. You can turn up the heat to give a little bit more heat once it's mixed in, but just to begin with, I would keep it low. After the peanut butter is mixed into the sauce, you have your Thai peanut sauce. Delicious, tasty, sweet, and indulgent Thai peanut sauce. One of my favorite sauces. So now we're gonna add in that fried tofu and just fold in the fried tofu until all of it is completely covered in that delicious peanut sauce. You're probably gonna have some leftover coconut milk from this because what comes in a can is typically more they're gonna use for this sauce. So here's the thing, coconut milk, it's only gonna last like for a few days in the fridge, like maybe up to 5 days once you open that can. But you can freeze it and you can use it for curries in the future or smoothies or pancakes, however you wanna use it, but you can use up that coconut milk, you know, once it's frozen. So just add it to, you know, a freezer safe container and it'll actually last in the freezer for about 3 months. Here's the thing though, it's gonna last in the freezer for 3 months, but the texture is gonna change. The fats and the proteins that are in the coconut milk are gonna separate. It's gonna get a little grainy. It's still completely safe to use, but just understand that there is gonna be a little bit of texture change with the coconut milk. So when you go to use it, you might wanna, you know, like I said, you can use it in a smoothie. You might wanna blend it, just depending on how you're using it to kind of get those inconsistencies and texture worked out, but it's still perfectly safe. So we've roasted our spinach. Just go ahead and put that on the plate. We have our peanut sauce with the fried tofu in there. Go ahead and top that on, and there you go. You have a delicious praram tofu. So like I said, the praram is the peanut sauce. You can use this with other proteins. I am vegetarian, so therefore tofu. But this peanut sauce is delicious and it's easy to make. Now, if you wanna make this ahead of time, because this is actually a really easy dish to prep ahead of time, you can roast the spinach as I showed you. Once it's roasted, put it into a storage container. I would say put a paper towel on the bottom of the storage container. That way it absorbs any excess water that might come out while it's being stored in the fridge. I would store the peanut sauce and tofu separately, so not with the spinach, because you're gonna want to warm that up because the sauce is going to firm up in the fridge. The fat from the coconut milk, the peanut butter, it's gonna cause that sauce to thicken. So you're gonna wanna separate it because you're gonna warm up that sauce so it thins out, so therefore you can enjoy it at a later time. If you do happen to make it ahead of time, it'll last in the fridge about 5 days this way, stored separately. This is one of my favorite meals. This makes about 4 to 6 servings. It's super delicious. Give it a try and let me know what you think. If there's something you want to see, hey, drop a comment below. If you'd like to cook like I do, I release new videos every single week. And if you like this recipe, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.